just walked down from Independence Square, the road that leads past Kiev City Hall. That's been partially retaken by protesters and is being used only as a medical centre. It's not an occupation per se. Coming in the opposite direction, there really were a lot of people, it seemed to me, going towards Independence Square, most of them carrying tyres or pieces of wood to feed the fires that the protesters have set up to protect them from the police. They certainly fear that the police are going to attack and try to take over the rest of the square tonight. They told me that they're afraid, but also that they're confident that they can stick it out and that the authorities won't be able to destroy any more of this protest camp than they already destroyed last night.
As you were saying there, Gulliver, you've no doubt been speaking to a few of the protesters. Tell us a little bit more about the sentiments you're getting from them.
The most striking thing you get in the sentiments that the protesters express is just how many people who never thought that they would ever get involved in any kind of violent confrontation suddenly find that they are. I mean, it's almost like a fever has taken over these people in these protests. They are absolutely so angry with Viktor Yanukovych, with the Riot police, to a certain extent also with the Interior Ministry troops, though I think they also feel some sympathy for those conscript troops who are having to take part in this operation against them. Just now, I sat down with a guy who was outside one of the tents in the permanent protest camp, and he told me he was an advertising executive. He actually lives in Kiev. He has an apartment, but he comes to the camp every day and sometimes sleeps in the tent there. And he said, yes, last night, for the first time in my life, I threw a rock at a police officer. I never thought that I would do that. I asked him whether it hit the police officer, and he said, I hope not. People who don't want to be violent now are feeling like this is the only way. It's almost a kind of hysteria, though, sometimes the way that the Ukrainians talk about it. I've heard people telling me, more than one person telling me, that they really hope that what some of the far-right protest groups have been saying about the fact that they've got a stockpile of weapons is true. Far from condemning the far-right, these people aren't people who share the far-right ideology in any way, but they nevertheless hope that these far-right groups are telling the truth when they say that they've got weapons. It's come to that.